What is up, Zolmates? Let me show you a quick sneak peek of the vocals that we're going to be walking it through.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm in love with you. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm in love with you. I didn't really plan this through. It kinda just jumped out of me, and now you see.
Quick round of applause to Ryan Schultz. Ryan hit me up through my mixing and mastering service. You should definitely check it out if you want to mix and master in a video like this, walking through your mix. And yeah, the song was already perfect. I really didn't have to do much. I just cleaned it up a bit, made it a little bit more presentable. Not really sure what I'm doing with my hands here. Call You Mine is out on all platforms. You should definitely go check it out. Linked in the description below. I will be doing the same. Let's hop into the mix. First of all, Ableton is looking fresh as always. It's even got itself a new theme. Swag. The first thing that I did when I got the stems for this song is I mixed the beat in a separate project and then exported it. If you want to watch the mix on the beat, then comment down below and I might make a video on that. But mainly what I did is I just carved out some space for the vocals. I made the beat a little bit more smooth. And I'll be talking about these two effects down here that are really carving out more space for the vocals. So, the vocals. Let's hop into those. As you can see, we've got these two vocals up here, and then we've got this group called doubles. You know me, I love my doubles.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm in love with you. I didn't really plan this through.
I think that really adds like a heartbeat to this song where it's just main vocals and then some lines are really emphasized. So let me walk through the main vocal mix. So I'm going to solo this main track. The first effect we got is some Melodyne. I'm going to turn off all of the audio effects.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm in love with you.
Ryan didn't want a really heavy auto-tune vocal, and I definitely agree. With this kind of alternative R&B kind of vocal mix, you want some smoother vocals, more natural sounding vocals. So if you have a regular auto-tune, not a manual tuner, which I would suggest if you want that kind of sound, then on your auto-tune, just really lower the retune speed. Make sure that it's not really moving the vocals around. It's just kind of directing them. You know what I'm saying? So the next effect is going to be some vocal rider. And you don't need vocal rider, but this just helps me automate the volume of the vocals so I'm not really compressing them with compression. So it's just taking the load off my compression a little bit, which is going to be the next effect that we add.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm in love with you. I didn't really plan this.
As you can see, this knob is moving up when the vocals are quiet to kind of boost those a little bit. And then whenever Ryan says a really loud word, it's just going to lower it down a little bit. The next effect we got is this low cut. I'm just taking out all the frequencies under 150, just eliminating them right off the bat, so we're not adding audio effects onto those frequencies when we don't actually need them. Next up is my first compressor. This is the compressor that's really compressing these vocals.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm in love with you. I didn't really plan this.
With this first compression, I want the attack and the release to be really quick, so it's really taming those super harsh hits, and I want this knob to generally reside around -7. So if the vocals are super quiet, I'm going to boost this input knob to make it reach -7. And if the vocals are super loud and it's compressing down to like -20 dB, then I'm going to lower the input. So,
oh, your lips are mine, your hands on my body, the perfect of vibes, just like it's a movie.
There we go, and that's what we had it at. So you just want to generally make the peak compression around -7 dB. That's what I like to do. Again, this is just a template. This is just me walking through what I do. You can follow it if you want. So the next compression is going to be compressing the vocals as well, but it's not as aggressive. The attack and the release is not as aggressive. It's super, smooth compression, and we generally want this one to reside around -2.
Oh, your lips are mine, your hands on my body.
So there we go. We have a steady vocal, but as you can tell, it sounds dry. It doesn't sound cool. So let's make it sound cool. Next up, we're going to be sharpening the vocals with some Pro Q3. As you can see, I added a high shelf, and then some of the S's were a little sharp around 11K, and then some of these frequencies, I didn't really like them, so lowered them just slightly. Would definitely not recommend overly scanning your frequencies because, it can make the vocal sound really thin. Next up is going to be some de-esser. I use a Waves de-esser. I walk through how to make your own de-esser in Ableton in this video over here. It's going to be somewhere.
Your lips are mine, your hands on my body, the perfect of vibes. Just
as you can tell, when Ryan says some S's, we got some little red movement over here, and that's just going to be taking away some of those sibilances. And then we are adding the sauce. So this is when I add my parallel compression.
So you know that I've been passing the time.
As you can tell, the vocals sound very compressed. It's just like a very squashed vocal. And you don't want your vocals to sound like this, but if you want to add a little beefiness,
so you know that I've been...
that's the regular vocal. We're going to add in some parallel compression. So we're adding that very squashed vocal on top of everything.
So you know that I've been passing the time.
And then we're doing this same thing with the reverb, where we're adding reverb through parallel mixing. It's like adding reverb through a bus, so if you do that with a bus, then you can do that. And here's our reverb. I love Valhalla Vintage Verb. It's really the only reverb I use. Ableton has great reverb though, but I think Valhalla is just the best. Not sponsored, but, GMs are always open.
So you know that I'm passing the time thinking about...
I think I use a reverb calculator on this one. Sometimes I don't use reverb calculators, I just go by my ear, but as you can tell, the mix is 100%. We don't want these vocals to sound like this, but if we're adding it through parallel mixing, then these are the regular vocals.
So you know that
Now we're going to add the reverb.
So you know that I've been passing the time.
Here we go. Now, we're just going to do some slight compression.
So you know that
and then boost the highs slightly with some fresh air. This is a free plugin.
So you know that
There we go. It sounds perfect, but it is very sharp. So we're going to be adding some last de-esser.
So you know that I've been passing the time.
Now let's move on to the doubles. And with the doubles, I usually just mix the doubles the exact same way. As you can see, we've got the same effects. We're using some auto-tune with 37 retune speed, so the retune's not that fast. Let's get the vocals in pitch, and then let's mix them the same way as the main vocals. And then on the group, I'm going to turn these two effects off.
You gonna be rocking my world.
Now let's turn them on.
You gonna be rocking my world.
As you can see, I'm taking away a little bit of the highs, and usually I want my doubles to be focused on the highs, but Ryan's main vocals are pretty bright.
You gonna be rocking.
So I didn't want the doubles to clash with that frequency. I want the main vocals to really be the focal point of this song, of the vocal mix. So
you gonna be rocking my world.
That is up front, right in front of the listener, and then in the background, supporting that, not overtaking the highs, we've got
You gonna be rocking my world.
the doubles. Another cool effect that I added to these vocals during this chorus break in the beat. Super cool songwriting from Ryan, and I didn't want the vocals just to stop right there. I wanted to add this cool reverb effect that kind of drops the listener off.
You mine.
And the way I did that is I threw in this Valhalla reverb on the whole group of the vocals. So if we press A, you can see that we've got some automation, and we are automating this reverb. So over here,
I'm just like it.
I don't want any extra reverb, but once we get pretty close to that break, we're going to be slowly boosting
Oh, you
the mix and the decay.
mine.
And the reason I don't just boost the mix is because we go over here and we take out the decay automation.
Don't mind, I kinda wanna call you mine.
Even though we're at 50% mix with this reverb, it's only a second long, so it's not lasting all the way over here. So we also want to automate the decay, where once we get into this peak, we've got 20 seconds of decay.
Kinda wanna call you mine.
Now let's talk about what I did to the beat. So this is the beat right here. As I said, I mixed the beat in a separate project. And let's turn these effects off and listen to the beat. Alright, now let's throw in this soothe and this EQ. It doesn't sound as good. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't sound as thick. It doesn't sound as full. But the main part of this song is the vocals. It's not the beat. You want the beat to assist the vocals. You don't want the vocals to assist the beat. Sometimes when you make songs, you want the vocals to assist the beat, but we're not going to get into that. We want the vocals to be the main aspect of this song. So around 6K, I'm lowering some of the frequencies in the beat, and that's because that's where Ryan's vocal really thrives. And then I'm throwing in Soothe. This plugin is great for basically doing what this EQ is doing, but doing it dynamically only when the vocals are, present. So this right here, that is Ryan's vocal, and that is going to be taking away from the beat. So now the beat and the vocal just kind of live together even more harmoniously. Ooh, it's a big word. Proud of myself.
Oh, your lips are mine, your hands on my body, the perfect of vibes, just like it's a movie. And baby,
Alright, Soulmates, if you watch this whole video, I seriously appreciate you. That helps me a lot. Comment down below what my next video walkthrough should be over. If you want to get a song mixed and mastered by me and then also get a YouTube tutorial walking through it, then definitely check it out. Link is in the description. Also, Call You Mine by Ryan Schultz, out on all platforms. Give it a stream. Also, I have a new single dropping February 4th. If it is beyond February 4th when you were watching this video, then give it a listen. And if it is before February 4th, then you can pre-save. It's called Lost Art. I love it. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful time. Peace.